Okay, that was my bad. I'm gonna be doing meditation with D from Whitman-Walker Health to get into our wellness and to some meditation. Hi.
Hey, you look
Hi.
so nice today. How are you?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate this. I hope you can see me well enough because I want to try and show people, um, well, it is what it is now. So let's see. Wait a minute. I'm going to move you just a little bit. Well, that's sort of better, but not great. But we'll deal with that. Okay.
Yes.
So thanks for asking me. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Great. Whoopsie.
Well, thank you for joining us, Dee. For
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, Dee is a part of the Whitman-Walker Health staff and is committed to community and wellness. And she's going to be guiding us through some meditation today. So, for those of you all who are joining us, feel free to pop a squat and get into yourself with us.
No doubt.
So, can you tell us a little bit about like wellness and meditation?
I can. I will kind of tell my story with meditation, and I hope that illustrates it. Um, but the first thing I'll say is I think that folks think meditation is supposed to stop thought. And they try it, and they can't stop the thought, so they feel like they haven't done it right or are not in it correctly. Um, that's really not the case. That meditation allows us to learn our minds, learn the patterns of our minds, learn what kind of thoughts enter, and be able to just kind of step back and not get caught up in the emotion of the thought, but judge it, analyze it, and set it aside for when it's needed. The thoughts don't have to run us, is really what I'm saying.
Right.
It's, it's not easy, um, but it's incredibly worthwhile. Um, I started that journey probably when I was 18 or so, and got really involved in meditation community. But life kind of took over, and always felt connected but was not practicing. And about 10 years ago, a friend invited me to see the Dalai Lama, who was in DC at the time. And that sort of kicked off a whole series of hearing talks, listening to folks talk about meditation, and then becoming involved with a group and then doing pretty intense practice for that time period for about 10 years, I think, of um, of practice, daily practice and study. Now that's not the route for everybody, and I I think that's perfectly fine. That take from this what you can use, what you need, and it's really pretty simple. Uh, Meditation is wherever you are at any given point in time, and it's the opportunity to just come home to your body and let your mind rest. Let your mind rest, let your heart rest for a while. So that's my take on what it is. It's been a benefit to me in that I can tell when I'm practicing or when I'm meditating regularly, my startle response, which is, I think for a lot of Black folks, is fairly strong. You know what I'm saying? Mine goes down to a really manageable point that I don't feel drawn off to every flare, every bit of news that comes across. I can pump my brakes a little bit more. Um, it also helps with me with analyzing material that I can go to a more solid, quiet place instead of that frantic, thinking that we often do. If you have a way to center in on your breathing, to center in on your body, and then approach your task, makes life a little easier. So just for those things alone, I think it's a benefit.
Yeah. Thank you for
Mm-hmm.
sharing. I think a lot of people, when they think about meditation, they envision it to just like be this peaceful, like experience, but
Yeah.
just like allowing your thoughts to rest and like to hear yourself and to get in tune with yourself. So I'm
Hmm.
excited to do this with you.
Okay. Well, here's what I thought we would do. I have a small piece that I'd like to read, and but first I'd like to get you in position. A lot of what meditation is about alignment and allowing energy to move.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting in a fairly traditional position now. I'm loosely cross-legged on a little seat. But you can do this anywhere. Some people sit on their bed, some people sit on a chair. There's walking meditation. Don't get hung up on that kind of stuff. The idea is that you want to be stable and be able to figure out where you're contacting earth. That's the important part is feel yourself really on your seat. It's not about holding your back really straight. There should be a little curve at the base of your spine that's normal for you. And just, I tend to shake my shoulders and then let them just drop. Your hands, if you're sitting, or yes, if you're sitting, should be just resting on your thighs, palm down. Some people rest palm up. That's to your liking. I tend to be a palms down kind of person. Mm. The technique I'm going to offer you, though, has one, I think, substantial difference is I'm offering this with eyes open. A lot of people close their eyes as they meditate, but my thinking and the way I was taught was that we're using a practice to be in our lives. So I don't face my life with my eyes closed. That's my dream time. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm practicing how I face the world and reality as it sits. If you're going to close your eyes, that's fine. I mean, whatever works in this initial phase is great. If you're going to leave your eyes open, the gaze is about 3 to 6 feet in front of you and down. Relax your face, relax your eyes, and just pick a spot. So we're there now. We're there. And then I'm going to talk you through, and then I will ring a bell, and then we'll actually have a few minutes to sit. We're here, our body's relaxed, our minds are reasonably relaxed. And what I'll say is feel yourself on your seat, the ground below you and the sky above you. And place yourself in that slip. You're here. You're here in this moment.
Oh, I was so into it.
Here we are. I'm not sure what happened, but we're back.
Okay.
Okay, so uh, I think I was talking about thoughts,
Yes.
and okay, thoughts are going to enter your mind. I was taught to this visual that helps me. Thoughts are like people that show up at your house for tea. You know, they knock, but it's not time for tea. You let them come in and you let them exit.
Yeah.
When it's time, you engage them. So touch the thought, get a sense of what the thinking is, because it's interesting to know what your mind goes to, but don't entertain it. Let it move on. Trust me, something else will try to take its place.
All right.
All right. So we're seated, and the breath is a natural breath. I'm going to ask you to leave your jaw loose and your lips slightly parted. And you just breathe. It's out. In, your in breath is noticeable, but it's not. The focus is the out breath. And really think about expanding into the space, beyond the space you're in, beyond the room you're in, beyond. Let that breath go out into that space. And then you begin again. Each breath is a begin again. That's a lesson all by itself. You regenerate each time, each time. So let's do a few, and then we'll come back and see how that felt. How about that?
All
I
right.
do I do silent meditation. Some people like to have music. That's not me, so it'll be quiet for a couple of minutes. At the gong, we're going to start. Okay. So in breath, remember to leave your mouth slightly open. Relax your arms. Relax your shoulders. Everything you're thinking about will be there in a few minutes. You don't need to entertain it now. If it helps, and sometimes it helps to ground yourself, to just touch your heart, touch in on that humanity, feel your heart beating, knowing that's true for everyone else on this planet. We're all connected in that way. And often I just put my hand on the ground if I'm sitting someplace that I can do that, just to remind myself that Earth is there. Mm. There. After a few minutes, you might feel your shoulders relax, your hands relax, your face relax. Enjoy that. We're going to come up for a minute, and then Sol, you and I can talk a little more about how to make this part of part of your life, or any tips I can give, because really what we just did is the practice. That is
Yeah,
it. Yeah. So I'm going to go on once and kind of bring us back. I like to have a starting and an official start, a move towards settling.
me too. I appreciate that. I saw you had a sound bowl in your hand. Can you show
Oh,
us?
I'm sorry, I had a what?
Had
Oh,
a bowl.
yes. Yes, yes, yes. Here we are.
Yes. Can you
I
tell us
bought this
a bit
bought
about
this about 10 years ago. More than that, actually. It is. It can be a singing bowl, if I can get it to do that now. I'm kind of holding it too tight, but it will if you, yeah,
right?
sing it like that. I love that part. For me, though, it's more about this and gonging in or bringing myself back out. But it's also sometimes when I'm home and I can't quite settle, I will pick this up and kind of just sing it around, and that usually that helps me.
Yeah.
That yeah, that's my own particular thing, and I stay barefoot a lot. So singing this bowl and just walking meditation, same
Yeah.
breathing, that can settle it. And I find for really stressful moments or moments where I know I have to like crunch down to do work, that it clears the debris out for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a smaller one myself that I use
Oh,
on vacation. Um, and I usually use it like in the morning, to
oh.
clear my head before I start work. Um,
Mm-hmm.
right before bed is like when I like to meditate too.
Ah, that's good. How long have you been sitting? How long have you been meditating?
Um, I've been consistent with it for I want to say like 6 months now.
Yay,
So
yay.
yeah, but I just got the singing bowl like 2 months ago.
There, I mean, it's good. I'll show you before we leave. I'll show you what I'm sitting on. I have a seat, a cushion, and what's called a gomden, a seat.
Yeah,
And so I sit on that. That's what I'm comfortable with. But again, I think you can, like any kind of process that we use for ourselves, any kind of healing we do for ourselves, sometimes we put blocks in our way. Well, I don't have the right stuff. You got
yeah,
the right stuff. You're you're
yeah.
in here, and that's you need that, and that's it. I mean,
Hmm.
that is the practice. So, yeah, we can. I like the things of it, but I have to be careful not to get too hung up on the things
Yeah,
because that's not the practice. The practice is slowing yourself down. And I also think of it as taking that mirror and turning it absolutely in your face. That it to examine your thinking, examine how you react to things. It
hmm,
helps not be so intense, helps not be so immediate in our responses.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, a little more thoughtfulness. So it looks like we have a few minutes. What would you like to do?
Definitely let's sit again.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then
Let
what
me
I'd like, I'm sorry.
let me see if there's any comments
Oh,
before.
okay.
Um, just lots of love from the from the crowd.
Hey
And
guys.
out saying consider adding meditation to your wellness routine. Um,
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are dealing with different things being in the house and with so this is like a really good tool to just keep yourself I don't know, keep trying to find your peace, you know?
And the fact is you have it. This is a big thing, but it is an external thing. You are still in here, and That piece is the pivotal piece in terms of working with what's external. And so if I know I'm grounded and solid, I can approach fully on my feet, not knocked off one way or the other. And
Yeah,
this time has challenged us all to try to stay within ourselves and not be sparking off from fear or frustration. So anything healthy you can do to kind of
yeah,
get a root, to settle yourself, to feel your head down your spine, your bottom on the seat. Feel yourself on the seat. Feel your feet on the floor. How often do we walk through life and feel nothing,
yeah,
not seeing anything? It's a wake up. It's waking up. It really is. Um, I picked a little something. Um, if it's okay, I'd like to share a bit, a part of a poem from Maya Angelou. Is that okay?
yes,
This is from a poem called Glory Falls, and it's about the third stanza down. She says, "We have woven robes of silk and clothed our nakedness with tapestry. From crawling on this murky planet's floor, we soar beyond the birds and through the clouds and edge our way from hate and the blind despair. Bring honor to our brothers and to our sisters' cheer. We grow despite the horror that we feed upon our own tomorrow. We grow. We grow. We're going to be all right.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank
So I'm just going to sit it out, and when we're done, we're done. So peace and blessings to everyone. This has been really enjoyable for me.
me
Thank
too.
you, Soul. Very good. So cut me off when we're done sitting because I'm just sitting. Have a
Okay,
good afternoon.
you too.
All right. Bye.
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 Thanks to everybody who joined. Um, if you were meditating with us and sitting with us, I hope you were able to get something out of this. You're able to be um, in a better place than you were 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Appreciate y'all for joining. Peace and love.